Buenas.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Okay, so there are some more students to join. Shall we wait for another 2-3 minutes?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, sure. So meanwhile, we'll discuss what we were doing. Can you remember what we did last? Let me show you the syllabus. Then you can easily guess what we were doing. Okay, so as I can remember, we completed unit 1. So yeah, you can see unit 1. Okay, we completed unit 1. Just have a look. We completed unit 1 and we started unit 2. That is what I can remember. How is your memory?
Yes, ma'am. We complete unit 1 and our
Here also, here also, I think, let me check. Yeah, wait. Okay, so this is how we started. Let me share that. Okay, here. Okay, just have a look. These were the subtopics. Education as a social subsystem. Classification of agencies of education under the formal and informal. Schools as agents of education. Home as an agency of education. Role of education as an instrument of social change. Non-formal agencies. Okay, now tell me out of these topics, where we stop?
we went to formal and informal, sir. 2.2.1, miss.
2.2.1,
Classification of
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so we have to start with 2.2.2. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay,
So
yeah. Okay, sure. We'll see here. Here.
So last time, miss, we stopped with the evaluation and credentialing. So we didn't
Sorry?
have that much time. Last time we finished when we come to the evaluation, evolution and credential.
Okay, we'll see. So we started this section with this topic, education as a social subsystem. Okay, there we got to know the education and society, how strongly they are interconnected. Okay, so then education as a social subsystem. So I'm just giving you the time to remind. And then interdependence. So there we got to know education is not something which is isolated actually. Education is not isolated. It's always intertwined with other social institutions. Other social institutions just like family, economy, the legal system. Okay, then education for performs, I can't see, yeah, several key functions of society. So we discuss the Key functions of society that education plays: socialization, training and skill development, social mobility. Okay, so we discussed what social mobility. That means uh, that is kind of opportunities for individuals to improve their social standing through education and achievement. So education helps people to uplift their social standard. And then selection and allocation, social control, structure, schools and universities, curriculum, teachers and students, influence of society, impact of society. And then we came to this topic, classifications of agencies of education. There are two types of agencies, formal agencies and informal agencies. Under formal agencies, we can see schools, colleges, universities are there. And this formal education, it consists of curriculum, and the curriculum has defined goals, okay, just like that. Examples we discuss. And then we got to know informal education. So informal education is not curriculum based. There is no curriculum. It is unintentional. So we don't know whether we are learning. Without our knowledge, we learn. And that is actually through everyday experience, our interactions and observations. And then we discuss examples. Okay, so classification of agencies of education, formal, and we discuss the characteristics of formal education. And so institutional setting, hierarchical structure. I think here we stop. Am I correct? I also
Yeah.
highlighted the
Yeah.
place where we need to start today. Hari, here. Here is
Yes.
the place. What you told is exactly correct. Evaluation. So they are that's the place where we stop. So then we know education is two types, formal and informal. So when it comes to formal education, there are standardized assessment. But in informal education, they do not have so-called standardized assessment. Instead, they have self-evaluation or observation. Okay, so that is another difference between formal education and informal education. This difference is there when it comes to evaluation. Okay, then credentialing. Formal education leads to credentials. Credentials means awarding, giving certificates, giving grades, GPA, classes, just like that. While informal education does not have those credentials. Okay, now today we'll move from this importance and interplay. Okay, just read. Okay, so we'll see, hope you read it. So importance and interplay. Okay, so complementary roles. A formal and informal education, they both play complementary roles in an individual's development. They have their own roles actually. That means both are important in the development of individual. Okay, so formal education provides a foundation of knowledge and skills. Okay, formal education, it supplies the person the foundation of knowledge and skills. Then while informal education, it allows for continuous learning and adaptation to changing circumstances. Okay, so from this we can understand we need formal education, that is the foundation of knowledge and skills. And also we need informal education because because of it we continue learning and adapt to changing circumstances. Okay, so then both are equally important. So that means one person cannot live only with formal education without informal education. At the same time, another person cannot live only with the informal education but without having a formal education. Both are equally important. Lifelong learning. Informal education is essential for lifelong learning. Okay, so formal education is not throughout our lifetime. You think about yourself, you got formal education when you were schooling. After schooling, you did not get formal education. Okay, so even higher education is formal, but after that, we do not have formal education. So then, but informal education, after moving from formal education, we'll go to informal education. That means after school, most of the students, they go to informal education because it's a lifelong learning. It enables individuals to acquire new knowledge and skills throughout their lives. So even though we complete our school education in grade 13, year 13, after 13 years, we say goodbye to our formal education. But we do not stop education because we are with informal education. Informal education continues until we die. Even at the moment we die, we are getting something from informal education. Okay, if you have a doubt, you can ask questions. Okay, next one. Just see. So what we are doing now is importance and interplay. Okay. Just read. Okay. We'll see socialization. So when it comes to socialization, so when we are living in our society, living in society, the socialization is a must. That means we have to be part of the society. We have to uh, involve, or we have to deal with others in a better way. So then we can't deviate from society. We can't live alone. Both forms of education contribute to socialization, transmitting cultural values and norms. Okay, so both formal and informal education both transmit cultural values and norms. So both are important for socialization. And holistic development. Holistic means whole, 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 samastha. A holistic approach to education recognizes the importance of both formal and informal learning experiences in fostering well-rounded individuals. If you want to have a well-rounded individual, it's important to have both formal and informal education. Up to now, is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Hi, okay. Hi. Now we are going to look at the context of Sri Lanka. Okay, Hi. We'll see. So we are living in Sri Lanka. So we have to understand formal and informal education with reference to its context, Sri Lankan context. Okay, so then in Sri Lankan education system, in Sri Lankan context also, both formal and informal education systems work. So then when we look at or when we think about our history, so Sri Lanka is a country which had a well-established formal education system. So then that particular formal education system in the past, actually it provided education to all its citizens, that means all Sri Lankans. Sorry, I am talking about the formal education. Formal education, it was established yes, formal education with the focus on, yeah. In Sri Lanka, the formal education is free actually. CWW Kannangara. So he is the father of free education. So in Sri Lanka, unlike other countries in the world, most of the other countries in the world, in Sri Lanka, um, formal education is not charged. It's free. So when a student goes to grade 1 and until the student pass out from the school, the education is free. Not only that, even in state universities, higher education is also free. But when we think about informal education, so we had a very established, very good informal education with many traditional skills and knowledge being passed down through generation. Okay, so informal, some craft work. Okay, just we see technique of making brooms. So that's a kind of internal skills. And they are the knowledge passed down through generation. Okay, so paying attention to formal and informal education systems in Sri Lanka, we can have a very good understanding about Sri Lankan education system, and also we can plan very well how to improve Sri Lankan education. So only paying attention to formal education, we can't do that. Only paying attention to informal education, we can't do that. So it's important to have a very clear idea about both formal and informal education in Sri Lanka. We'll see. Okay, now we are going to it. So, schools as agents of education, home as an agency of education. From these two, you know, schools, they belongs to formal education. Home, it belongs to informal education. We'll go to schools. Okay. Schools as agents of education. So schools, they play a vital role of education. So they are the most important agents of education. So schools helps a lot to shape individuals and society. Okay, if a society is bad, the education of that particular society, particular country should be responsible for that. And nowadays, we are talking that in Sri Lanka also, even though we are talking about education in high scale, the society is degenerating. And even though people are with knowledge, when it comes to emotions, feelings, they are negative, they are inactive, and there is a big allegation against Sri Lankan education. We make people knowledgeable, but people lose good virtues, good habits. So they are institutions specifically designed to provide formal education. So school is providing formal education, and it imparts, it give knowledge, skills and values to students within a structured environment. So school environment is well structured. So there is a particular timetable, and there is a particular time that school starts, interval, okay, then school closing time, and then it's well structured. Then multifaceted role of schools as agent of education. Okay, we'll see multifaceted role of school as agent of education. School or schools as agent of education play play multiple roles. Okay, now we are going to see those roles. Knowledge and skill acquisition, curriculum. Schools deliver a structured curriculum encompassing, that means similar to covering various subjects, providing students with a broad foundation of knowledge and skills, and which are essential for personal and professional development. I think you can understand the school supplies uh, broad foundation of knowledge and skills which are essential for personal and professional development. Hi, okay, these two. Okay, hope you read it. Instructional methods. Teachers employ diverse instructional methods to facilitate learning under formal education, under schools. Teachers are utilizing diverse instructional methods to uh, teach actually. That means to facilitate learning, catering to different learning styles and abilities. You know, when we take a particular classroom, just imagine there are 30, 50 students and they are having different learning styles. Some are auditory learners, some are visual learners, some are kinesthetic learners, some are tactile learners. Okay, field dependent learners, field independent learners. So there are various types of learning styles. So teachers, when they are teaching, teachers have to use different instructional methods to cater all these different types of learners. And then learning resources. Schools provide access to wealth of learning resources. Some of them are libraries, laboratories, technology, multimedia materials, enriching the learning experience. But remember, in Sri Lankan context, all the schools are not equally having access to these resources. So there are schools without any resources. At the same time, there are schools with excess of resources. That is how schools function in Sri Lanka. Hi, next. Okay, we'll understand socialization and cultural transmission. So when we think about school, actually, it contributes a lot to social norms and values. So school instill means slowly insert. In Sinhala we call Kavadanama. Social norms, values, and ethical principles in students. And also, school prepare them to become responsible and contributing members of society. Or that is part of the responsibility of schools, formal education. I think more than Sri Lanka, these things are nicely done in countries like Japan, Finland. Okay, because they focus more on this. That means to prepare students to become responsible and contributing members of society. But still in Sri Lanka, we can't see it in required scale actually. Then cultural heritage. So cultural heritage is transmitted in school system to students' minds. Cultural heritage, traditions, and knowledge, fostering a sense of identity and belonging. So these things are our identities, actually Sri Lankan cultural heritage, Sri Lankan tradition, Sri Lankan knowledge. So that is a kind of identity and belonging, possessions. And then civic engagement. Civic engagement means the school promote civic engagements and participation. Somebody has to switch off the microphone. Yeah, I can't switch it off. You have to switch it off. Chandrani Fernando, your microphone is on. But she can't hear, I feel. Then civic engagements, yes. That means civic means public. First.
ඉතින් ඒක ගලවලා අයින් කරන්න ඒකල්ල. ඔක ලස්සනට තියාගත්තා නැත්නම් දූවිලි වගේ.
Chandrani Fernando, if you can hear me, you can switch off your microphone. Chandrani Fernando, we can hear very clearly what you are talking.
ඒක
Okay. So people's engagement, participation, that is promoted by schools.
හාමුදුරුවෝ තියෙන කාලේ ඉන්න බෑ කියලා. තාලේ කාලේ හොර දෙන තාලේ කොයි හරි එතන එඩි කටු නේව. මොල් කොත්‍රාක් යකුඩේ වගේ දෙනක වදියනේ.
And you are very, very responsible because there are 40 participants, but you have switched on your microphone, and what you are talking is a disturbance to us. But the biggest problem is she can't hear it. Chandrani Pereira. Sorry. Well, we'll see whether the problem is resolved. Rights and responsibilities as section. Hari, okay. We'll go to the next one. Personal and school development. Yeah, just see. Annie, okay. Here, personal and social development. Now here we'll see how schools are under formal education. How school contributes to personal and social development. Social skills. So there are social skills which we need to develop actually. So schools provide uh, students opportunity to develop their social skills. Some of the social skills are communication, you know what communication, cooperation, working together, and conflict resolution. When there is a problem, we have to resolve it through interaction with peers and teachers. That can be done through interactions with peers and teachers. And then emotional intelligence. They foster emotional intelligence, helping students understand and manage their emotions. Okay, so then these things are happening in school, but only thing we don't know whether they are happening because they are unconscious. So then emotions. So then how to manage our emotions. So that's very important. So we cannot be emotional everywhere. So everywhere we cannot start crying whenever we face problems. So we have to control our emotions. We cannot get anger always. We have to control our anger. And those things are also taught in school, taught in the sense there are opportunity to learn them. And building relationship, we have to be with others, the peers, and navigate social situations. And then character development. So everybody will agree school contributes a lot to a person's character development. And to develop the characters, there are certain traits that students should know: honesty, integrity, empathy, and shaping students into well-rounded individuals. So then qualities of a well-rounded individual is having all these character traits. Should be honest, should be having an integrity, and integrity means continuation, and empathy, shaping students into well-rounded individuals like that. Okay. If you have a question, you can ask. I am continuously doing. Okay. Preparation for the workforce. Hari, okay. Preparation for the workforce. So, once the students leave their school, after some time, they have to join the workforce of the country. Okay, so school is contributing a lot to improve students' knowledge for this workforce. That means school should make them fit, suitable for the workforce. Career exploration. I don't know whether these things are happening in Sri Lanka, but they should happen. Okay, schools offer career counseling and guidance, helping students explore different career paths and present them choices about their future. Actually, it should be done by schools. So then, rather than asking everyone to be doctors, so that is how Sri Lankan education system. Even teachers, parents, everybody wants to make all the children doctors. No patients, nothing. But actually, the real education, the education should recognize students' different talents, and they have to uh, encourage or fine tune their talents for future workforce. There may be someone who is very clever in cooking. There may be some other one who is very clever in stitching dresses. Okay, so they are talents actually, because everybody can't be doctors. It's not necessary also. And then vocational training. Some schools provide vocational training programs. So then they make students ready with certain selected skills and knowledge, various trades and professions. I don't know how the school, the present, how they do. But I can remember when we were schooling, we had a lesson subject called, in Sinhala we call Jeevana Kusalata. So there we had lots of opportunities to get practical knowledge. Like making clay items, making wood items, just like that. But vocational training is given in school regarding certain subjects like home science, for an example. And then workforce readiness. They mean schools, prepare students for the demands of the workforce by developing critical thinking, problem solving, and communication skills. So, students should be made ready for the demands of the workforce. And there is a demand for certain skills. The society, the market needs students with critical thinking, problem solving, communication skill, who can communicate very well. Okay, so school should make students ready for them. Here. Hari. Okay, we'll see social mobility and equity. Equal opportunities. We'll see the schools strive to provide equal educational opportunities for all. So that is a policy actually. The school should uh, provide equal opportunities for all students regardless of their background and circumstances. They may be from different background. Some may be from rich families. Some may be from poor families. Most of them may be from middle class. Whatever it is, there should be equal opportunities for all of them. Bridging the gap. So the schools can help students to bridge, or I mean the people, to bridge the gap between different social groups by providing access to quality education. Okay, education for disadvantaged students. Okay, so then maybe the students were born to a disadvantaged families, I mean poor family. But it doesn't mean that they have to be poor forever. If these poor children are given proper education, quality education, they can find easily good jobs, and as a result, they can come up from that poor status. And then empowerment. School empowers students with knowledge and skills. Okay, so school provide them knowledge and skills, and then they can improve their social and economic prospect. Okay, that is the real task of school actually. Hari, next one. Okay, innovation and progress. Okay, schools encourage critical thinking and creativity, fostering innovation and yeah. So when we are learning, when I am teaching, when you are learning, we all have some doubts. doubts are actually whether these things are happening accordingly in Sri Lankan education system. So you can, you yourselves can decide it, even though they are not happening. But in real education system, these things should happen actually. In that way, we learn. Research and development. Okay, so then when we think about universities and other higher educational institute, so they contribute a lot to research and development. And then adaptability. So school should adapt to the changing needs of society. So that means very old curriculums cannot be implemented now. The society has changed. Okay, so then new technology, it has arrived. So the school should use them. And the pedagogical approaches, that means teaching approaches to prepare students for the future. Okay, with the changing world, school also should adapt to the changing world, and they have to change their teaching practices also accordingly. Do you have any problem up to now? Any question?
No, ma'am.
No, Hari. Okay, very good. Next. Factors influencing schools as agent of education. So up to now we were talking what school should do. So now we are going to take the factors which influence schools. Okay, we'll see. Okay, wait, there is a message. Madam, don't you think that corporal punishment damages the positive learning environment and creates a negative one for students? What's your opinion on that? Why did you ask that question? Yes?
Ma'am, because this says about effective school leadership creates a positive learning environment and
Oh,
supports teachers and students. So, about this punishment thing, because now there's this thing going on, right? Uh, how about the positive learning environment, ma'am, if these are still,
yes,
going on? I'm just curious, that's all.
yes. So nowadays, that is what is going as a discussion. Yes, this is a good question actually. Here, actually, I also saw some articles and I also listened to some of the videos. So there, one mother was telling about uh, her experience in a foreign country, I think maybe Finland. I don't know whether you also watch it. And she was telling actually, as when they went to Finland from Sri Lanka. So this happened when as soon as they went to Finland, and her daughter was enrolled into a particular school, and her daughter is very lazy to get up. And then every few days she got late to school, and then the mother personally has met the class teacher, and she has requested the class teacher to consider her daughter, because she has told my daughter is very lazy to get up, just like that. So then she has promised later I will send her on time or something like that. And so what this teacher has told the student, uh, I was also like you when I was schooling. Even now, I don't like to get up early in the morning. It's very troublesome to get up early in the morning. So that's natural. But I really appreciate even you come to school even late, or just like that. Very positive response. And then she's comparing Sri Lankan education system. If you see every day, you can see, if you do a research actually, how many students are standing in front of school gates, especially in schools, famous school in urban area. But mother was telling, as her teacher told her daughter like that, she got up early morning, and thereafter she never got up late. Okay, then that is a kind of answer for you here. Your question. Yeah, wait, your question here. Corporal punishment damages the positive learning environment and creates a negative one for student. Exactly. Your question is correct. Okay, so then because of teachers' words, teachers' empathy, teacher understood the child. Teacher went to the mindset up of the child. But see how nicely the child got encouraged to get up early and go to work. But if the child was given punishment, I don't think that child will be this much active later. Yeah, what is this? Okay, so then now the discussion is going on because traditionally there is a saying, some Sinhalese students are here. There is a saying, අර මේ හැඳි නොගා හදන කිරි හොද්දයි ළමයි දෙන්නම එකයි කියලා. Okay, so those type of ideas are coming from our culture. So when we steer curry, so when we prepare a curry, especially kirihod, the milk, I don't know what to say in English, because kirihodi, they are not there in other English countries. We have to steer it. If we do not steer, it will not be with good quality. The same way, we have that thinking in our mind. We have to punish students because we can't punish them every day because there is a time that we can punish them. But here, just think, even that time demarcation is very selfish. නේ අපි හිතන්නේ ළමයෙකුට ගහන්න පුළුවන් වයසක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කාලේ ළමයා ගහලා හදන්න ඕන. ඒ වයස මොකක්ද? ළමයා අපේ සයිස් එකට ලොකු නම් අපිට ගහන්න බෑ. So that is also very negative. Okay, corporal punishment is not good. But we have very negative attitudes when we hear the corporal punishment should be removed from school setup. Okay, so but actually, rather than giving physical punishment, we should talk to students' mentality. Okay, that is good. Very good question she asked actually. Quality of teaching and teacher training significantly impact the effectiveness of school. So then the effectiveness of the school depends on the quality of teachers. All the teachers are not equally with the required quality. Some are very active, very positive, but at the same time, there are very lethargic, lazy, inactive teachers. Okay. Then curriculum and resources. Okay, so then a well-designed curriculum should be there, and also access to resources. They are very crucial for the schools actually. School leadership. So school leadership, when we say the word, what comes to our mind is the role of the principal. Okay, so then the role of the principal also affects, influence a lot to create positive learning environment. Okay, so if the principal is a talented, creative, very good person, the school is having a positive learning environment. And also the principal should support teachers and students. But sometimes we know principals, they are having biases. Principals, they do not support teachers. They condemn teachers in front of students. So that's very bad. Here. Okay. Parental involvement. Parental involvement, that means parental support, actually play a vital role in student success. So I need not to explain, you can understand the role of parents in student success. So then giving a very calm and quiet environment at home, which is very important for studying, and then questioning and parents, they have to search what the child do in the school. Okay, just like that. Then community engagement. Schools that are actively engaged with the community can benefit from additional resources and support. So school should be having connections with the community. Okay, so then they can get additional benefits. Okay, here. Okay. Schools are a very much essential agents of education. Okay, that's what we were talking up to now. They provide structured environment for learning, socialization and personal development. Okay, so things we discuss. Schools, they shape individuals, preparing them for the workforce, promoting social mobility and progress. Okay, so school can contribute to a better future for all, that we all know. Hari, okay, now you might have got some idea about the importance of schools as agent of education, formal education. So we were talking about schools that is under formal education. So now we are moving towards informal education. Okay, so here Okay. Home as an agency of education. So then here, the home plays a foundational role in the development of an individual. So we all know and we all accept the foundation for our education, it was laid at our home. It is the first and most influential learning environment a child encounters. So then the home, a family, the home, that is also very important to mold students' personality, belief, and values long before they step into a formal classroom. Okay, so that means we cannot underestimate home as an agency of education. We all got our first education at home. There. Okay, early childhood development. So, from home, actually, we can have the foundation for learning. The home provides the initial building blocks for a child's cognitive, social, and emotional development. Okay, so that foundation is very important. Okay, so when the child goes to school without that foundation at home, he faces lots of problems. It's where they first learn language, acquire basic skills, and develop a sense of self. So, as a whole, we can say home lays the foundation for learning. And it's a nurturing environment. So, this is informal, but still, home is having a loving and supportive environment. And the children, they are given a feeling of security and belonging. And that is essential for child's healthy development and future learning. Child is very comfortable in the home, and child is given lots of supports by parents, elders, brothers, sisters. Well, as a whole, it's a nurturing environment. Okay. Every early learning experiences. So then at home, actually, parents, maybe caregivers, or maybe other elders engage children in various activities. So these activities may be reading, singing, playing, and these activities stimulate their curiosity and lay the groundwork for future academic success. These activities are very important. Okay, so we are learning about home as an agency of education. Okay, socialization and is that word? Can't see here. Values. Primary socialization. The home is the primary agent of socialization. We got to know it. So from home, children get to know social norms, values, and acceptable behaviors. Sometimes they are taught about these behaviors by parents and caregivers, or else they observe and they will understand, or through their interactions with family members, they understand these social norms and values. Then cultural transmission that occurs within family environment, family through generation, shaping child's cultural identity. Okay, so sometimes the family tradition, customs and belief cannot be passed to the student in schools, but it can be nicely done at home. Then moral development. Parents and caregivers instill more values such as honesty, respect, responsibility, and all these things to the mind of the children. That is through home education. Okay, emotional and psychological development. So we are still talking about home as an agency of education. Emotional security. A very good home provides emotional security, allowing children to develop healthy attachment and build confidence in, yeah. So if the home environment is good, actually, it provides emotional security to the students. And also that the emotional security will help students to develop healthy attachment and build confidence in exploring the world around them. Emotional security is very important for children, actually. And self-esteem, positive reinforcement, and reinforcement here we can take as feedback. Positive feedback and encouragement from family members contribute to a child's self-esteem and sense of worth. Okay, positive feedback is very, very important for for a child to be encouraged. Resilience. Home can teach children resilience and coping mechanism to navigate challenges and setback. Resilience means to be patient, like that. Resilience. So then sometimes even in home environment, students will collapse, but quickly they can come up. The resilience means ability to build quickly. We'll see whether there are something more. Okay, lifelong learning. See this one also. Okay, lifelong learning. Here, lifelong learning. Curiosity and exploration. Okay, so then at home, actually, it is parents or caregivers. They foster, they encourage a love of learning. So, love of learning of students. And for that, they encourage the curiosity, exploration, and questioning. Okay, so from a very good home, the student should develop the love of learning. That is through curiosity and exploration. And then modeling learning. Adults in the home model lifelong learning by engaging in their own educational pursuits. The child can see parents, relatives, they also engage in education, demonstrating the value of knowledge and personal growth. So it is useless asking children to read books if Parents are not reading. So they also have to show they are reading. And then asking children to study and parents taking mobile phone, it's useless. Then educational support. The home provides support for children's formal education. Home is coming under informal education, but home supports formal education, such as helping homework, attending school events, and creating a conducive learning environment, very supportive learning environment. Then we can get an idea. Formal education and informal education, they are interrelated. Informal education support formal education. This one, individualized learning. Okay, individualized learning. So then students are having their own unique needs and unique styles. So the home can provide children, the students, personalized attention and support. So then parents, caregivers, they give personalized attention. Sometimes teachers at school, they cannot give personalized attention because there are many students in one class. Personalized attention and support is given by the parents at home, so students can have their own unique learning needs and styles. And then strengths and interest. Family members can identify uh, and nurture and support children's strength and interest, encouraging them to pursue their passions. I don't know in Sri Lanka how many parents are recognizing their students' strength and interest. Sometimes students, children's strength and interest, they are something else. They have to do what parents are interested in. That's a very sad situation. And I know personally there are some students who love doing arts for their A levels. That means they are very creative students. But because of parents, they start doing science. So their whole advanced level education is an utter failure. So later, they have done art subjects and they have got very good results. And then learning opportunities. The home environment offers diverse learning opportunities. Diverse learning opportunities. So such as family discussion. Family discussion is a nice learning opportunity. Trips to museum and other places. And exposure to different cultures and experiences. They all provide very good learning opportunities. many more. We can't finish it today. Okay. Factors influencing the home and agency of education. Can you remember earlier we spoke about factors influencing school education? Just like that, here we are talking about factors affecting home as an agency of education. Okay, so here, factors influencing the home as an agency of education. Parenting style. So, all the parents are not having the same style of nurturing children. Parents are different. So, the parents' style can impact a child's learning and development. And some parents are very authoritative, uh, characterized by warmth, support, and clear expectations. Is often associated with positive outcomes. Okay, so parents who are authoritative, characterized by warmth, support. Warmth means very loving, supportive. So if the parents are like that, the students can have positive outcomes. And at the same time, there are parents who are very hard, harsh, very rough, and very dominating parents. So then children cannot have positive outcomes. Socio-economic status. The family socio-economic status can influence access to resources. Okay, that's very clear. That means whether parents, the family is rich or poor. Socio-economic status of the family will decide students' access to resources and opportunities. Okay, we'll do this and then finish. Family structure. Family structure, it also affect a student's education. That means the structure of the family, such as single parents, household or extended families can shape the learning environment, whether the child is living with the single parents, father or mother, or else in an extended family where there are many relatives, grandparents. And then cultural background. Cultural background, values, and belief influence parenting practices and the type of learning experiences. And the cultural values and belief from family to family, that is different. Okay, that also will affect. Okay, so have I shared this slide with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So there are some more slides. We cannot finish it. Okay, with this, shall we wind up the session for today? I have highlighted and I will put the date also. Today is 7th, then I should not question you. I can at once understand where we stop. Okay, with this, shall we wind up the session? Even though we continue, we cannot complete.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
then I
ma'am.
am planning to have a small MCQ question series also after completing this. Okay, so we'll meet again next week at the same time. Or they have arranged some time anyhow. We'll meet once again. Okay, good night and have a nice day.
Good night, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, welcome.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, some are asking to share the PDF. I have already shared it. Yeah, you just check.